Hey everyone, we are live on the Overland podcast. It's been a couple weeks since we've been here. Good to see everybody's face in here so far. We're all still here, and so that's good. I know there are several storms that are blowing through the natural state right now, and we're loving that because, like we said behind the scenes, there, my grass is like walking on Doritos, just crunchy. And
Paper chip
so,
bags, yep.
when I was on my big long trip this summer in June, Tony kept telling me about how often it was raining. It was raining all the time here in June. And I get back in July, and apparently somebody turned the faucet off. So
Yeah.
we really need that turned back on. But today was really nice. This afternoon, it rained here in central Arkansas, and it dropped about 20 degrees. And anytime you can do that in Arkansas in August, it is amazing. So,
Yes.
We're loving that. Well, I want to welcome everybody. Tony, good to see you from
You too, buddy.
up there in Northwest Arkansas, and we've got some
God's
guys.
country.
God's, yeah.
Yeah.
God and everybody else. Everybody who drives a car. Anyway, it's where all the traffic is. So
Yeah.
if you want to get caught in some good traffic, that's a good place to go.
For sure.
Want to welcome the guys from Natural State Overland with us this evening. Thank you guys for being here. Look forward to visiting with you about all the things you have coming up. And it just seemed like y'all just been working overtime thinking about more stuff to do. And a lot of times when we have y'all on every August, September, you've been talking about how hard you've been working, put on Rendezvous. Rendezvous is put on every year. We go to that every year. It's a not miss event. And it just seemed like you just sat around and said, we need more stuff to do. And so you just kept adding things and kept adding things. In fact, one is coming up this very next weekend, August 22nd through the 24th. The Overlander Sycamore Heatwave is next weekend. What can we expect from that?
Well, just a lot of relaxation and fun, I think, on the water is how I'm building it, I think. I had to ding Jason a little bit about the name. I said, why'd you come up with a name like that? He said, it's a challenge. I want it to be a challenge. I said, no, we want everybody being out there on the water and cooling off.
Oh my! So he wanted to make it the Amazing Race, and you wanted to make it the Lazy River. Is that right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
I got that.
They're going. They'll have boats available, rafts, kayaks, canoes, for floats on Saturday if anybody wants to go. Pretty informal, but I think it starts around 9. If you want to hit the river for, I think it's a 5-mile float or something. Usually takes around 6 hours or so, depending on how much shenanigans goes along the way.
There's no shenanigans. There would be none of that.
Yeah.
You must float with different people than me.
And just a great venue. I don't know how many people saw Caleb's video. He was up there for 2 weekends, I guess, and recently posted a video he did of River Ranch Resort in Nova, Missouri. So great place, great camping. All the sites we've got are on the water. So folks should be happy there. And then just to remind folks, that's the same venue we'll be using for our new spring event. And so if you're thinking about coming to our spring event, which I hope you are, come up, check the place out, scout out the campsite you want for the spring event. So you'll know where you're going to be and what's it's close to. So.
Yeah.
Well, if you've been to any events, and they usually are around Natural State or More Expo or something like that, and you talk to the people from Elk River, they're some of the nicest people that you'll ever meet, and they love the Elk River. They don't just work there. I mean, they actually love that area, and they talk very highly of it. And if you've never been there, it's a beautiful place, great campground, and I know they've got a little bit of everything. They've got some electric sites, they've got cabins, they've got tent sites if you're hardcore and want to see how much you can sweat while you sleep, and they got that too.
They got electric tent sites. as well. And I think they even have pizza delivery to your campsite.
Wow.
Believe it or not. So
that sounds horrible.
I've only stayed in one of those. We were in Oregon this summer, and we actually stayed in a campsite that had pizza delivery. And I said, I've just got to try to live like the white collar people do, you know. And so we actually ordered pizza, and she drove up on a side by side, delivered our pizza. And I said, well, I now know how the other half lives. So, it's pretty. You can do. Yeah. Well, that's good. That'll be pretty fun. So that's this weekend, 22nd through the 24th. The event goes from 4 p.m. to 12 p.m. and y'all are going in together with some yahoos that pretty much everybody knows. Ozark 4x4 and Baker Overland that's the trifecta of the Ozark Sycamore Heatwave. Now I was talking with Rodney before you came on, Randy, and we kind of got a running joke around here with that the Natural State guys are adamant every year to at least have one bonfire in the middle of the summer. You're just adamant. We just got to have a bonfire. And, when we were looking at the Sycamore Heat Wave, it said Riggs, River Time, and Community Bonfire.
Yeah,
in August. Love it.
River.
Every night.
The river. Every
night.
Yeah, each night. That's what they're telling me. They haven't assigned me that responsibility, so I hope somebody's got it covered.
I love it.
But I'm thinking there's a point, kind of a point out there at the end of the where the campsites are. That's kind of a beachy area, and I'm guessing that's where they may be doing it. It'd be pretty cool, kind of surrounded by water, and should be a little bit cooler. We may have to get it started a little later, but yeah.
Well, look at there. Hey, I'll tell you hello, Rick, but you're not on here and pretending like you're working, and so it's okay. My feelings aren't hurt too bad, but we'll see you here pretty soon. Maybe even this weekend. Who knows?
Maybe
even this weekend. Well, I'd like to talk to you a little bit about. You started something new. It's a 501c3 nonprofit called the Trail Advocacy Corps. That's a hard word for me to say.
Yeah,
I'm from Arkansas, and I talk outside my mouth like most everybody does. But when you put a word like that in front of me, I know it's legit. And so, the Trail Advocacy Corps. Nonprofit working, trying to make us, and I love this because you're not out there just to put on events. You're not out there just to bring people together. You're actually out there to make a difference. And that's what I see coming to this. Tell us about your vision for this and what do you see coming from this?
Yeah. Well, when I started Natural State, we started Natural State Overland originally, it was really at that time in my mind for two reasons. One, to kind of sponsor and conduct an annual event, and then two, to try to work with the National Forest and be better stewards, and of the forest and help in some way there. And so that's kind of always been on the back burner as I, was still working full time, and then finally got retired a couple of years ago and had built a house. It took almost 3 years, and so finally that was done. And I said, okay, if I'm going to do this, I need to do it. And so I talked to my great staff and said, hey, guys, you want to add something to our plate? And they were really good about it. And so that's kind of it. You were kind of fumbling with the name. Originally, I was going to call it the Trail Conservation Corps, but I ran that by the National Forest, and they didn't like that conservation word too much because I think they felt like we thought we were going to save all the trails or something. So
not that that's a bad thing.
No, I mean it's a bad thing.
I mean that sounds like a good thing.
On a bad note, and so I'll let me think of something else. It's kind of close, but so they okayed advocacy. I'm having trouble with it too. And so, yeah, we have been kind of keeping them updated. But we've been kind of busy trying to get our nonprofit status all wrapped up. And so between the IRS and the state of Arkansas, we are now a nonprofit organization in the state of Arkansas and a 501c3 status with the IRS. Two pieces of the puzzle left, and one I'm waiting on now that we filed for is to be able to raise funds as a charitable organization in Arkansas. You have to have some kind of permit for that. And then we have to request a tax exemption from Arkansas state taxes. So we're kind of waiting for that all to be wrapped up. And then hopefully, maybe after the Rendezvous, we can start trying to get folks interested in on board for some things we're wanting to do there.
Okay. Well, I want to remind everybody that the website that you have is naturalstateoverland.org, and you have a tab at the top for Rendezvous, for the expo that we're going to be talking about that will be coming in May of 2026, and also for the Trail Advocacy Corps. And it's very detailed. The plan that you have out there is very detailed. About what you want to implement, and that will, talks about building the relationship with National Forests and doing trail cleanups and the volunteer program and all that. And the part that you're going to have a problem with, I think, probably is the working with responsible adults. So that's probably going to be an issue there. Trying to get some responsible adults to get on there. But I think everybody's going to be. And a lot of different organizations have tried to do like trail cleanup organizations and things like that. And I really hope to see this actually come all together, because that needs to come, together in Arkansas, especially because we definitely need more of that. When we share the trails that we run with side-by-sides and deer hunters and things like that, there's a whole lot of people that can mess up and a few people that want to make a difference. And so I think we definitely need something like that. So really, really want to.
Yeah. One thought I had was, maybe trying to find somebody willing to volunteer to kind of organize by ranger districts. So we would have one, person kind of as the head person over each ranger district, and then help them, with the trails that are in their district. They would be kind of responsible for signing folks up to do, adopt a trail or just, impromptu trail cleanups of storm damage and that kind of stuff in their area. And we would try to just kind of oversee the whole thing. We'll see how that works.
I like it. I like it a lot. There's a lot of times when you have an organization like you do, people want to volunteer so they can become famous like you, but nobody wants to do the work, and that'll actually give them an opportunity to do the work to earn their spot. So I like it.
Yeah.
Well, everybody check that out on the website, and hopefully we'll see more about that in the coming days, hear more about that maybe at Rendezvous or even further down the road. But I know things like that don't happen overnight, so we look forward to seeing that for sure. Now, the Mac Daddy of them all that y'all put on every year, this year is going to be October 16th through the 18th, Rendezvous 2025. There are very few things that I look forward to each year other than this. This is always one of my favorite times, laid back, see everybody that you only get to see maybe once or twice a year, hang out with them, and just have a really good time. And it seems to get better every year. And people, I know you talk to people, been there, done that. We've been there. We're going to look for something else. But the way that y'all do it every year, you come up with new things to make it new, interesting, and just make it where people want to come back to this over and over again. So I love how you've been posting the vendors that keep coming back. the people that keep supporting you. You keep naming them off, and it seems like once they're in, and I love it. So tell us what you got coming up. Hit the highlights, whatever you want to do, and tell us what you got about Rendezvous 2025.
Okay, well, this will be our 9th year. Every year after that year's event, we ask folks to fill out a survey. What went right, what went wrong, what can we do better, what would you like to see, kind of new things. And so, based on that survey from last year, we had a fair amount of people that indicated that, well, we don't go out on the trails all day long. We'd like to see more things there on site that, activities that we could participate in. And so some of these we've done before and we're just bringing them back, and some are brand new. But I think Rick had the idea of trying to get a hot air balloon out there. And I always think the hot air balloons are cool. So we worked through that process. Pettigene balloons or something, hot air balloons or something like that. We'll have a balloon out there for us. Of course, hot air balloons depend a lot on the weather, so it's not a guaranteed thing. But it sounds like even if it can't go up, they can blow it up, and have it available for pictures and that kind of stuff. So we're all hoping for good weather. They'll be tethered rides, but I think you'll get up high enough to really get some good pictures and good views of the Ozarks. And when you think about it, I guess that's kind of one of the original Overland vehicles of sorts. So thought it fit in pretty good.
Well,
So
I got to take my first ride in a hot air balloon not very long ago in New Mexico, and there's nothing like it. There is absolutely nothing more peaceful that I've ever experienced in my life besides a good night's sleep. Than floating on the air. There's nothing like it. And I'm actually afraid of edges, but I was not afraid at all during that thing. I felt very safe, and it was one of the coolest experiences of my life. And you see things up there that you can't see anywhere. You may take your drone up and you may be watching on your little screen where your drone is, but there's nothing like being up there.
Yeah.
So super excellent experience.
I think the kids will really enjoy it too, just having it out there, if nothing else. So
I think so too.
Yep. So that's going to be it'll probably be late afternoon on Friday, because of the I guess that's early morning and late afternoon are the prime times for balloons. So the other thing we're going to do this year, we're going to do a short welcome ceremony, I think, on Thursday evening. Everybody might not be there, but we've talked about it, and we just feel like, there's always last minute announcements that, we try to put it out on our phone app and that kind of thing, but thought it'd give us a chance to do any kind of last minute announcements just to welcome everybody there, maybe take questions, and maybe even give away a couple of door prizes or something like that. Maybe 15, 30 minutes, not take up a bunch of time for folks, but just let folks know we appreciate them being there, and kind of introduce the staff so they know who to look for when something goes wrong and that kind of stuff.
That'd be cool.
So
how soon can people get there if they make reservations in the electric sites, or if they're a vendor or something like that? Do you have the place all week, or how soon can people get there and not cause any trouble?
Yeah, we pretty much got the place all week. You can only register for camping starting on Wednesday through our event registration. But if you want to come before that, then you just need to settle your camping for the earlier days with Mulberry Mountain.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we usually have folks come as early as Monday. Sometimes folks just like to go out there and relax, and so and we usually have probably half of our folks come on Wednesday.
One of my best memories was several years ago. I think it was the very first year that y'all moved it to Mulberry Mountain. I got there early Wednesday morning, and I was one of the very first people in the vendor site. And I love setting all my stuff up and just getting a cup of coffee and watching everybody roll in. Man, I loved it. I loved that. That was such a great memory. I love that.
Yeah. Then we're going to bring the kids' movie night back. I think we used to do that in early days, and we decided we'd try it again. We had several people asking about that, something more for the kids and that kind of stuff. So that'll be Friday evening after the hot air balloon rides.
Where will that be?
Well, we hadn't decided exactly yet because we'll have a big blow up screen, but it'll be right around the vendor, all our just kind of the area down there what we use. It'll probably be, I'm guessing maybe over in front of the stage or something like that.
That'd be good.
Where there's plenty of room for folks to gather around and that kind of stuff.
Good.
Then something new from Mulberry Mountain this year is Mulberry Mountain has started doing what they call Mulberry Mountain Saloon days. And so they've got a big kind of convention center type building up there by the office. We use it for our vendor dinners, but they've put a stage in there. And so they will have entertainment and eats and drinks for folks, and we're going to have them open that up for us on Thursday and Friday night. So Thursday after the vendor dinner and Friday night for folks that want to just wander up and relax, maybe listen to some music up there, that kind of thing. So of course everybody can't do that and fit in there, but we'll see how well it's received and see how that works. But it'll be something different for folks to do. Then Saturday evening or Saturday afternoon, we've done rig showcases for the last couple of years and tried different things. This year we're trying yet a different approach. So it's going to be more like an actual car show Saturday afternoon. So we're going to set aside about 2 hours, I think, for those that want to show off their rigs, just to gather probably again in front of the stage area, somewhere like that. And we'll have probably, 5 or 6 categories. You'll probably get points deducted if your rig's clean. So,
my kind of show.
We don't want to see a bunch
Tony loses. Tony will lose that one.
You ain't seen it lately.
Yeah. Don't want to see a bunch of clean rigs. We just want to see some neat stuff and, stuff from every kind of, for every use. So
see some stuff with pinstripes.
Yeah, pinstripes.
Arkansas pinstripes.
DIY and all kinds, just all kinds of stuff. So we're hoping that we'll get a good turnout there, and then folks can come check everything out, and we'll have some celebrity judges maybe, and give away some awards for those categories on Saturday afternoon.
That's cool. That's very cool. I like
what else? We've got so another thing, Mulberry Mountain it will be opening up in September. I don't know if y'all have heard about it. I think y'all do some mountain biking stuff, but it's called Mulberry Gravity Bike Park. And so they've got it's kind of across from Mulberry Mountain, a mountain over there. And it's, you have to be shuttled to the top basically, and it's all downhill kind of thing. And they got 2 really, I think, kind of advanced courses. And then they're working on an intermediate and a beginner course over there that should be done hopefully by the Rendezvous. So they'll have that available for folks that want to bring their bike with them. It's like I said, it's not far. I think the shuttles are with side-by-sides, and they hold about 5 bikes each or something. They've got a website out there now, so if folks are interested in that, I'd say check that out,
So it's across the street from like where the bonfire area is.
Kind of
Rendezvous.
Kind of in that area. They weren't
Okay.
specific. Originally, I thought it was further away, but when I talked to him when we were up there a couple of weeks ago, he said no, it's just kind of across the road here and up the mountain. So, sounds like it'd be pretty convenient for folks.
Yeah.
If, want to do that.
I see that being a big hit.
Yeah,
sure.
I can see that.
Sure.
I mean, I think there's a lot of folks that do the off-road stuff, the overlanding kind of stuff that are also getting into or have been into mountain biking for a while. So
right.
I always carry my bike. It's one of the best ways to travel. Up on during Rendezvous, especially if you have a little bit of a walk to get to a toilet, it's the best avenue by where you can do that. And I'm tired of people wanting to borrow my bikes. So bring your own bikes this year. Bring your own bikes this year, Tony. And
I was like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about?
I know you know what I'm talking about. You bring your own bikes.
I'm bringing my own scooter. So there.
Well, you bring your own scooter.
So that's should be available as well. Then closing everything out Saturday, we're going to do a band.
Thrifty Biscuits.
Yep, Thrifty Biscuits. So we had several people recommend them. They were we felt like best fit what we were looking for. Family friendly, good, fun music.
What in the world are you got going on in there, Randy?
My dog's in here.
Yeah, I had to think. I was like, is that my dog or is that Randy's?
Yeah.
That's funny.
He's not getting enough attention.
Mm-hmm.
So, we'll close everything out Saturday evening with those folks. It sounds like it'll be a lot of fun, and we're looking forward to that.
Well, good. Well, we got a couple other guys on here from Natural State. I want to get them involved, talk to them. Rodney, tell us about what you got some big long title or something. It's called Trails. And and so that sounds pretty important. So tell us what you do there at Natural State and what your role is going to be here at Rendezvous.
It's going to be doing the guided trails again. I have a Venture Recon that helps lead all the trails and stuff, and that's always been a unique situation for this event, having guided trails or so many trails available for people to go out during the day. And just like people coming in from out of state and don't know the area, or it's their first time off-roading, kind of gives them a sense of security knowing that they're with some people that aren't going to leave them out there, going to make sure they get home, and most of the time not tear your rig up so you can drive it back to wherever you came. So plenty of help out there to get you to the trail and back. So we've got close to 65 right now signed up, and we usually lead about 100, around the 100 number with all the trails we have and all the guided times that we have open. I think we have 9 different groups, and there's usually 10 to 12 in each one. They've filled up in the past, and I think we're doing Friday, Saturday trails this year. We've done Thursday and Friday in the past, and some people can't get down there Thursday because it's just you can't get off work.
Yeah.
So we kind of opened up Saturday to accommodate that. But outside of that, that's kind of my role in this thing. But it takes an army to do this. I will say Randy does a lot, but getting a front seat here of what actually happens to make this event happen, it's pretty crazy the amount of work that goes in.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad he's got some good people around him, like you guys. I kid him all the time. A couple of years ago, I gave him a hard time about changing out the toilet paper in all the bathrooms. I said, you got enough people that want to help you. There's no reason you should have to do that. And he didn't do it last year, so I'm gonna be watching you, Randy. I'm gonna be
we
watching.
finally found somebody to help us with that. That didn't take too long.
That's good.
But no, we always be done without the volunteers either.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, Rodney's group is great, and we always get fantastic feedback from all the folks that do our guided trail stuff, and so we appreciate them a lot. We'll also have a ladies only trip. I think it's
Friday
Friday afternoon, if I remember right. And one of the guys that helps Rodney out, his wife is going to lead that, I think. So
Very cool.
Right
Very
on.
cool. Well, we also got Nathan on here. Nathan, you are the safety guy, making sure that we are all safe and
We do the best.
behave.
Yes.
So,
Safety and behaving. That's my two biggest things. Like,
hey, that's my line of work, brother. That's my line of work. I love
I'm
it.
just happy to service, guys. I've been following them around since the inception of all this stuff, trying to serve wherever I can, and they point and I shoot. That's kind of what we do. So I do a lot of the grunt work and take care of the medical tent during the actual event. My wife and I come up and we set that up and make sure everybody goes home, safe and sound, no major boo-boos, and hopefully we can get through it without anybody getting hurt. So.
And that's one thing that we really don't talk about a lot. That's one thing that a lot of people may not even know is there. The medical tent. You have something for everybody in case anything happens. Where's this located, and how often are you there?
We normally keep it right there against the paved road. Last couple of years, we have right close to the concessions. It'll be a big sign that says first aid. So we have first aid tent in there. We have a little miniature triage tent set up, so we can pretty much take care of just about anything short term, from cardiacs to diabetic emergencies, anaphylactic shock. We can handle all of it. So we can get you triage, get your package, and get a medical unit on site pretty quick and get you out of there if we have to.
That's good. Well, the more years y'all have this, the older we get, and
Yes.
the more often we go to the doctor, and the more often we make involuntary trips to medical services. So we appreciate y'all for doing
We're
that.
available 24/7. So when we're not in the tent, there will be a number that you can call or a radio channel that you can call. We monitor it all night long. So if something happens after bedtime, we can still get to you.
Perfect. Well, I'm glad you brought that up, because that's a question that we get asked every year, Randy. What radio channel will you have, and will the app be up and running again this year?
Yes, that was on my list too. We always like to remind folks of the app. If you don't have it, get out there and download it. We're in the process now of updating the app as we go, kind of thing. So it kind of lets you follow along as we get classes lined up. That's what I'm working on this week. Is starting to schedule our classes and everything. It's got a pretty good schedule out there. It's still preliminary, but it gives folks a good idea of when we're going to do what, and that kind of thing. And then we try to answer a lot of questions out there. There's a chat group on there so that folks out there can, if they want to go out in a group or something, get on there and find a group to go out with. All kinds of stuff like that out there. So, yeah.
And the app is what? Tell us again.
It's called YAP, YAPP. And so you can go out there and download that, and then you'll need a activation code. It'll prompt you for that, and it's ROOR, all in caps. So ROOR, roar. And you should have the latest stuff when you download it. So, yeah.
On the camping, the lodging, is that something that people will have to go through Mulberry Mountain to get? And what's all available up there for that?
So we've done all the primitive camping through our registration form. Last year we started also doing the RV electric sites through our registration. So any of the camping you can do when you register. Pick your site if you want an electric site, and I'd say if you do, you better hurry, because there's not many left.
That's good.
The cabins, we will release those. We usually try to hold on to some of those for vendors and that kind of stuff, and we'll be releasing what's left there probably next week. I'll post. So if anybody's interested in a cabin, they can call Mulberry Mountain and reserve a cabin out there.
Okay. And if you haven't stayed in the electric part, they have some of the nice rooms, showers, great place to stay. So everybody's not on top of each other out there. It's a real nice place to stay. So highly recommend that if you haven't got it. And you don't have to have a humongous RV to stay there either. You can have whatever.
No, in fact, if you want to set up a tent in an RV site, we'll let you do that as well. And I think they'll let you do up to two tents or vehicles, per site. You still have to, each pay, but you can share a site for electricity if you want to.
Okay. While we're talking about camping, let's kind of stay on the subject about that. In the past, you have had the wild side and the old geezers that like to actually get a night's sleep, and you just pray that never the twain shall meet. But it has happened in the past. So what's the plan for camping this year, and what are you thinking?
We haven't finalized that, to be honest.
Okay.
But we've actually talked about getting away from designating those areas. We've always had the wooded area in the back designated as late night. And that works until somebody's been out there when it's been real dusty and windy. And anybody that was there when that happened, nobody gets back there anymore. So last year it was only about half full. Everybody decided to come out and camp on the grass in a lot of cases. So the side, as you enter past the registration booth, on your left, there's a big open area there. That's always been family camping area and will continue to be designated as that. But more and more folks just kind of spread out. And so it's making it kind of hard to, kind of figure out. One of the things we intend to do this year, well, first I'll preface that by saying we don't mind folks having a good time. We just want folks to respect their neighbors. So, that just means keep it quiet when it's time to keep it quiet. I'm not saying you got to go to bed. I'm just saying, keep it quiet. And so we are going to remind folks, the venue has quiet hours. They start at 10 o'clock. And so, we're going to remind folks of that and expect folks to help us make that happen. But we may end up doing a different designated late night site, maybe up further closer to the front or something like that. Anybody have any suggestions? Let us know. We thought about moving it across the road where we do our bonfire, but that kind of creates a nightmare for us for making sure folks are registered and knowing who's over there and who's not and that kind of stuff. So
well, from my experience, that's almost an impossible task to separate the two, because people like to go where their buddies are, where their friends are. And, but they have people that they like to camp with, and they have people that they like to visit with. And they do a little thing over here, and then they walk, and then they visit with these people over here, and then they walk, and then they visit with these people over here. And it's just like a small city. People are going to go between the two and visit too. But there's two things that people need to understand. Your voice travels 10 times farther than you think it does. And noise travels 10 times farther than you think it does. Yeah. And so it's when you put a little of the spirits in there with you, you don't understand how loud you are and what time it is. And so there's respect goes a long way with everybody. And so one way to always have friends and never make anybody mad is respect the other person. And so if you know that you're going to partake too much, then you need to have people there that's going to help control you. Otherwise, it's going to get loud. It's going to be late. And Tony's going to have vomit on his tires. And,
oh, no.
It's just going to be one of them nights where
we do pay attention.
Yeah,
I mean, folks,
and it's not my vomit either.
So. No, it wasn't his. It's people passing through from one of those places to the other. And so, people that have been there understand. They know what it's like. this is one of the times where you're just going to have to help your neighbor out. Try to be a little respectful. So
Yeah, well, we're lucky to have someplace like Mulberry Mountain to go to, and we need to respect that and kind of honor the rules that they have there. So
Yeah.
If you do get
right.
too much fun, Rick and I will come visit you and remind you to hold it down a little bit.
Yeah. I started to say we do have an after hours number that's posted, and so folks find us.
they do, and they'll blow you up.
Yeah,
They'll blow you up.
Yeah, usually, if they find us at 11:30, 12 o'clock at night, whoever's going down there is probably not going to be real happy about going down.
Well, and I'll be the bad guy here. For people that put y'all in that situation, that's not respectful and that's not cool. Nobody should put you in that situation where you have to do that and where you have to be the bad guy.
Yeah.
Because if there's not law enforcement out there, I'm law enforcement. I'm always the bad guy. Most of the time when we're called, it's we have to go where people don't want us to be there.
Yeah.
And that's the position that people put you in when that happens. And so people need to be respectful to y'all. Don't put you in that position. Have a good time without being obnoxious. It's possible. I promise you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
And so anyway, we want and you want everybody to have fun.
That's what
otherwise, if it wasn't fun, nobody would come.
Exactly.
It's fun. Everybody has a great time.
We want to create an atmosphere that's fun. We just need to put some limits on the decibels late at night.
Yeah, that's it. That's all it takes. Well, that's cool. Tell us about the vendors that you've got coming. Any new ones? Any surprises? Some people that you've never seen before?
Oh man,
and the regulars.
We've got several new vendors. I hadn't got them right here in front of me right now, but our vendors. If I were a vendor, I probably would wait till the last minute, to go, and that's what a lot of vendors do. So, starting about now is when we start really having our vendors register. It's looking about like it does this time. In the process. We, I don't know how many people saw my post on our Facebook page, but I do want to a shout out for our vendors because folks, we just couldn't do this caliber of an event without our vendors, and we certainly couldn't do any of the giveaways without our vendors. And so sometimes I think people don't associate the two, but the more vendors we get there, the more product we have to give away, and the more product and gear and stuff that folks have to look at and feel and touch and ask questions about and see demos, demonstrations of, and that kind of stuff. And these vendors know their products, they know the industry, and we really appreciate them coming out and supporting our events. So I just want to remind folks, help us out. Get around and see the vendors. We're not asking you to buy something, $100, $200 worth of stuff, but at least get out there and visit with them, thank them for being there, and check out, what they brought. I guarantee, it'll help us, get them back the next year and, spread the word. So,
definitely. Well, I tell everybody, if they're just getting into it, if they're wanting to see rigs, if they're wanting to get some ideas about how to build the rig out, this is the place to go. You can go to all the vendors. You can walk around through the campsites. The one thing I love about Overlanders is they love to show their rigs off. Love to show their rigs off. If you ask them one question, you'll be there an hour. And so they love to talk about their stuff, love to talk about their rigs. And it's the best place in the world to get ideas. And so these guys who are vendors, a lot of them travel a long ways.
Yeah.
They know that they're not going to bring in a lot of income from selling product, but they're going to make connections. And that's what that's what you're asking people to do, make those
Right.
connections, because when you visit with those people, you'll probably end up going to that store or buying that product online or having it shipped to your house or whatever. And so just make that connection and get out there and see and just talk to people and see what they got to offer, because the vendors are there for you and they love being there, love talking to people. So all you got to do is walk by them and they would love to visit with you. If people go to your Facebook page, not the Facebook page, but the Facebook group, if you go to the Natural State Overland, by the way, you're almost at 28,000 members of this. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Nuts,
when
Randy.
we think about starting this thing back in 2017, but folks have been great, and I'll just say I appreciate this group so much out there. I mean, we just don't have to do a lot to keep things civil and family friendly out there on our Facebook group. So I feel like folks offer for folks to ride along with them. You'll see folks post trips sometimes and say, hey, come on, get out, or somebody that's looking for somebody go out with them, that kind of stuff. And so we love to see that community built that way, for sure.
Yeah, it's amazing to see. But if you go on there, there's some headings at the top, and if you click on featured, you can see all the ones that you go on there and that you feature. So all the ones that you see about the vendors, the stuff about, you can filter through a little bit of the hey, we're going out this weekend. Hey, this is my rig. Hey, this is a new thing I bought. There's a million things like that posted every day, but you can filter through a lot of that and see the information about Rendezvous and about the Overland Sycamore Heatwave and the Trail Advocacy Corps and all that stuff. So if you click on the featured, you can see a little bit more about that. So just want to give people that tip. That's pro tip.
We also have a page out there on our website and on our app, our vendor showcase page. So as we, as vendors register and stuff, we update that stuff out there as well.
Awesome. Anything else before we talk about the Backcountry Adventures Expo?
I'll just remind everybody that we have 3-tier pricing, and so we're in our regular pricing period right now. Ends the end of this month, ends August 31st or whatever in August. So September it'll cost $20 more. We try to encourage folks to register early. It helps us out, and it gives them a chance to save some money too. So just remind everybody. September 1st, we'll have a price increase of $20. So get out there and register if you haven't, and save some money.
Still one of the most affordable events out there. My wife and I were out in Oregon about the time that Pacific Northwest Overland Expo, Pacific Northwest, it was going to cost us, with 3 days camping, 3 days going to the event, about $900. And so with your $75 3-day registration and $10 a night camping fee per person, it's still one of the best, one of the most affordable events that you can go to ever. And so even with the $20 increase, I'd pay it. But you have until the end of August, $75 for the 3 days, and after that it goes up to $95, and the day of the event is $100. Single day registration, if you want to come out for a day, is $35, but you are not eligible for the door prizes according to the website.
Correct.
So,
and if you don't want to cook, they have some amazing food vendors lined up.
I sure do.
I like to eat, and I've had Trailside Coffee, Twisted Heifer, and Wooden Spoon. And
that Wooden Spoon had to cancel on us.
Oh no!
So we just recently got added.
Now they got the plastic spoon going to be there.
Yeah, Dave's Iron Skillet, I believe it is.
Okay.
So we've gotten a lot of good feedback on it. And
I don't know. I'm excited. I don't know that I've had Dave's Iron Skillet. So
we'll get the word out on that here in the next couple of days.
Right on.
Yeah.
Right on. Yeah, I was just looking at the post and I was getting really excited,
Yeah.
Because I like food.
Plus, Saturday evening, you'll be eating some Thrifty biscuits.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. The only other thing I want to mention real quick is, I said this was our 9th year, so that means next year is our 10th year, our 10th year anniversary, and I've challenged our whole group that we want to make this the biggest and best by far, and so we have set goals of 100 vendors and 1,000 rigs for next year, and so we're trying to start getting the word out early. We want every vendor that's ever been to the event to come back next year. We want every person that's ever been to the event to come back next year, and we can meet those goals pretty easy. And I think it'll be a pretty awesome time for everybody. So,
right on.
Guarantee you. I look forward to it. Rendezvous is always the first sign of it's not going to be hot anymore, and so. September in Arkansas is still a little bit warm sometimes. It can throw us a curveball and be hot. And boy, by the time Rendezvous gets around there, middle of October, you're just like, okay, the colors are changing. It's always a beautiful drive to go up there. When you get up there, it's outrageous. That's another thing about the hot air balloon ride. You'll get to see the fall colors and in a whole different way, rather than in the seat of whatever you drive on whatever highway that you're always doing it. You'll be able to go up there and actually see it from a different perspective. But
yes,
man, it's always a beautiful drive up there. Always the first sign that, okay, I'll get to wear puffy coats now because this is the most beautiful time of the year. And so it's like the kickoff to the greatest time of the year in Arkansas. So that's what I always look forward to. Love it. Absolutely love it.
Yep.
And you also get to hear Michael Pruitt bang at hammer all the day long. Anyway, great.
Right on.
And assuming we don't have a worm band this year, we will have free firewood until as long as it lasts again this year. So courtesy of More Expo.
Right on.
We appreciate Chris and More Expo for donating that every year.
That's cool. I love it. All right. Well, tell us about this something new. Like I said, you have just sat around and thought about new things to do, but you're going to do something in May. Now, is this going to take the place of bonfire, or are you going to have bonfire as well?
Good question. It's probably going to take the place of it, and we'll probably have a bonfire at the event. So.
Well, hey, it's like a mixed drink. You'll get a little bit of both all at the same time.
We'll see what kind of feedback we get there. But my original thought was it would probably take the place of bonfire. But
okay. You're calling this the Backcountry Adventures Expo, May 1st and 2nd, 2026. This is going to be also at the River Ranch Resort up on the Elk River.
Yeah.
So tell us what you got going on here.
Well, this is kind of an idea that predates actually the Rendezvous. Back before I had even thought about the Rendezvous, I thought about an event that was like this. It was backcountry activity oriented. In other words, not hunting, not boating, not those normal big outdoor activities. More foot powered. And then when you think of overlanding, to me that's always been a great fit, because how do you get out there? You got to get out there some way. And you got to, a lot of times you're staying out there for several days, and so, or you're traveling to get there, somewhere else. And so I thought let's combine the two. Let's kind of broaden our scope. Overlanding will just be another activity for us at this event, but we will be doing classes and vendor gear and stuff around the other backcountry activities like backpacking and hiking and mountain biking and kayaking, canoeing, stream fishing, fly fishing kinds of stuff. Camping, just camping. A lot of people just like to get out there and camp. And so that's kind of the idea behind it all. A year ago, Dustin at River Ranch approached us and asked us if we'd consider maybe doing some kind of spring event there. And when they did, I thought, I think we'll try this. And so We talked about it as a staff. Of course, I can't do anything without, this great staff I've got. And so everybody was in. So it's going to be a new adventure for us. We're probably going to, of course, we won't be able to put a lot of time into this until after the rendezvous, and then we're going to have to hit the ground running, basically. So what I'm hoping to do is find maybe some YouTubers or influencers in each of these kind of groups that can point us in the direction of, vendors and folks that can teach some good classes. We're probably going to emphasize classes a lot more than we have in the past on this event. And then we're going to try to do some type of video theater kind of thing, adventure theater kind of thing. So they have a building at River Ranch, similar to what they have at Mulberry Mountain. That's actually called the Rendezvous Room, believe it or not. And we're going to try to use that for like an adventure theater kind of setup where folks can come and kind of, show off their trips and maybe use it for some teaching kind of opportunities and that kind of stuff too.
Love it. Well, there's a lot of the stuff that gets left out, especially, for people like me that go to a certain place. We overland to a certain place in order to do something else. Whether it's cooking, relaxing, backpacking, kayaking, or whatever. A lot of people have hobbies on top of overlanding. Overlanding is just a way to get there.
Right.
And so a lot of these events that you go to kind of leave that stuff out. So you have created something that's going to include all that, fly fishing, bike packing. Oh, see, you're speaking my language right there. Kayak, canoeing, hiking, backpacking. I'm into all that. The older I get, the more I need to exercise my heart, try to stay in shape in order to not die, period, or die sooner than I need to.
Yeah.
And so the people that actually get out there and do this is going to give them something to look forward to in a little bit different way. And I love it. I think it's going to be great.
Yeah, we're going to concentrate on those areas this year, but our thought is, it will probably expand. I mean, there's other things too, right? Caving and
spelunking.
Yeah, spelunking.
Oh my goodness.
So
that's one of my most feared things in the whole world, is getting caught in a cave and not being able to get out. Oh my goodness. I have mad respect for those people.
I think back to my college days and going through the cave at what is it?
Devil's Den.
Yeah. And that thing actually went all the way through if you knew how to do it. But there was a crevice in there that didn't have a floor in it. I remember trying to be as fat as I could trying to get through there.
No.
Yeah. I've got a story about that with Arla and I went through there one time. I can't tell you here. It was not a family friendly vocabulary, but so
I can imagine your wife being upset in a cave.
She was sideways. She was sideways in there in front of a church youth group, and it was not a.
Yeah, that'd be pretty frustrating.
Yeah. Their youth pastor made his way to the front of the line real quick, asking if there's anything he could do to help. So
cover your ears, Johnny.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, that's a fun story. I'll have to tell you about it sometime.
Yeah, that'd be a good thing to tell around the campfire in August. Like next weekend.
This weekend.
Yeah.
This weekend. Well, hey, that sounds great, Randy. Really look forward to something like that, especially in May. May is one of the most beautiful times around this area, and so we need an event around that time. So that's perfect. That's going to be like the grand finale, of the best weather for Arkansas before we take a break for a month or so.
Yeah.
But anyway, look forward to that. So that's going to be reminded May 1st and 2nd, 2026, Backcountry Adventures Expo at Elk River.
Yep.
And that's just over the line in Misery.
No no misery.
No misery. So
And we'll have the whole venue for that event there as well. And so
that's cool.
It should be a lot of fun, a lot of river camping, and like I said, all kinds of. They have great facilities there too. So
I love it.
Pizza delivered to your campsite.
I'm telling you.
Oh my goodness, living like the other half.
I'm telling you.
Moving on up.
I just figured out what my meal plan is for this weekend.
Oh my goodness, I like to top off a pizza any day. Well, hey guys, we appreciate y'all taking the time to come out. We look forward to all this stuff. I hope to see a lot of people that attend this Overlander Sycamore Heatwave coming up this weekend. That's going to be the 22nd through the 24th. So that's coming up Friday, Saturday, Sunday this weekend up at Elk River. If you can't make that, make sure that you put on your calendar October 16th through the 18th, Rendezvous 2025. Always proves to be one of the best events, if not the best event of the year for us. And we will be there and happy as a lark to be there. I'm telling you. Talk to Rodney about getting on some trails and look forward to Nathan out there keeping us safe. And we'll see you hopefully not injured at the tent, but we'll drop by to say hi anyway. And then make sure that you pencil in May 1st and 2nd for the Backcountry Adventures Expo on May 1st, 2nd, 2026.
Yeah. And as always, if you have any ideas for any of that or complaints, holler at us. We always want to hear the feedback, your feedback. So
yeah,
that's right.
That's
always receptive. Always receptive to that. So, but we love supporting our state. This is our state. This is where we live, and we love supporting our state. And glad that you guys are taking the reins and getting out there and putting on good quality events for us to attend while we're here, because we need to take care of our state. First and foremost. And so that's what y'all are doing. We appreciate that. Ninth year, Randy.
Yeah.
Can you believe it?
No.
Next year will be 10 years of this and
craziness.
You don't look like you've aged a bit, Randy.
Yeah.
I mean, you look just like you did 9 years ago when I met you. You must have just been old then, because it's just,
I'm telling these guys. In fact, I told them this time. I said, I'm thinking I'm just going to let y'all do this podcast, and I'm going to sit back and stay off the podcast. I said, we need some younger guys out there. No. We need
my goodness.
So
we appreciate you coming on and sharing with us and giving us the scoop and the deets and all that about everything that's coming on, because we love being in the know, and that's why we exist. We'll put this out there on all podcast platforms, and you'll be able to listen to it, watch it, and get all the information that you need. Make sure and visit naturalstateoverland.org and get registered for all these events. You can also go on there and get all the info that you need if you have any questions. If not, there's a place on there that says Let's Chat that you can click, and they keep that manned with little people from India 24/7. And so, no, I'm just kidding about that. There'll be somebody on there that will reach out to you. I promise. They love visiting with you and getting back with you on all that. Well, guys, thank you. We appreciate y'all. As always, look forward to seeing you.
Yeah.
If not at one place, we'll see you at another. And
that's right.
Yeah, we will definitely be there at
Sounds
one
good.
of them.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks a lot.
Appreciate you.